Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
January 12, 2021, the bill says no edition. And we begin with that lead story. Bill Belichick says he will not accept a Medal of Freedom from Donald Trump after Trump instigated the Capitol riots of last week. Belichick, who has previously spoken publicly about his friendship with President Trump, was set to receive the nation's highest civilian honor after Trump offered it a week ago. That was before the mob of president supporters, egged on by the president, laid siege to the Capitol, leaving 5 dead. Belichick said in a statement, "Recently, I was offered the opportunity to receive the Presidential Award of Freedom and was flattered by the respect of what the honor represents and my adoration for prior recipients." No doubt not thinking about Rush Limbaugh. However, subsequently, the tragic events of last week occurred and the decision has been made not to move forward with the award. News of the offer to Belichick only emerged Sunday, prompting questions over whether the most accomplished football coach in football history would stand by his friend, and the answer is no. So for those of you who do not believe Bill Belichick has a shred of humanity, you have been proved wrong. Next up, from the Wall Street Journal, Tysons and Pilgrims agreed to settle some chicken price-fixing claims. The 2 largest chicken producers said they have reached deals with a group of poultry buyers to settle price-fixing claims. Tysons Food, the biggest U.S. meat company by sales and the nation's top chicken supplier, and Pilgrim's Pride, the second largest U.S. poultry producer by sales, separately said Monday they had struck agreements to help resolve a 4-year battle over their collusion in the $65 billion chicken industry. Restaurant chains, supermarket operators, food distributors, and others have accused Tyson and Pilgrims and other chicken companies of coordinating production and pricing to boost prices for staples like chicken breast tenders and the ubiquitous wings. Chicken suppliers in court have pushed back, pointing to economic factors they said drove the prices up. But the 2 largest producers have now agreed to settle at a very high amount. So this really indicates that there was a lot of merit to these claims. So if you love your wings, good news, your prices may actually start to go down. Next up, also from the Wall Street Journal, in a last-minute trade deal between the UK and the European Union has helped stave off potentially turbulent disruption in key law enforcement and security priority between the 2 sides. The UK departure from the EU meant that the countries had lost access to certain law enforcement tools and privileges available to EU member states, including access to Europol, the EU's law enforcement agency. With this deal, which was approved by the lawmakers late last month and took effect January 1, the UK has attempted to negotiate new processes for handling crucial law enforcement activities such as cross-border information sharing, arrests, and extraditions. Yet while the UK has avoided a more serious operational disruption threatened by a no-deal departure, the procedures spelled out in the trade agreement may, in many cases, increase the amount of red tape and, indeed, slow things down just a little bit. And finally, in one of the trials against the most richest people ever, Swiss prosecutors have brought Beny Steinmetz to trial for bribery and corruption regarding lucrative mining deals in Africa. We will be taking a look at this more in detail later. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.